Good morning and or afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I actually turned 16. And for my 16th birthday, another year, I thought that it would be a great idea to make this video on this specific day. He understands. I got a friend that understands. He walked and faced everything I ever faced, all while wearing a smile. While he was getting beat, he was thinking of me, praying for me. He knows what it's like to be rejected, hated, made fun of, and tempted. Even animals had habitats, places to go, but he had nowhere to lay his head. He understands, and his name is Jesus, and I have a friend in Jesus. Next time you think, oh, my life is so hard, I'm depressed, I'm going through this stuff, think of Jesus' life. And he was doing all that while not only not sinning, but smiling, thinking of the best possible outcome, trusting in God. He understands. I want to tell y'all about my testimony real quick. I remember, now I've always kind of been a Christian, like I've always believed in God. I've always, followed God, but I never knew what it was actually like until I want to say 14. I was actually trying, but even then I didn't know what it was actually like. And then I actually started, I remember November 14th of 2023 at about 11:15 p.m. that night. I was praying, and it's the first night I ever lifted my hands. I was at the edge of my bed, and I was watching Outer Banks, and I was like, God, please talk to me. Like, I never really hear your voice, and I want to understand, like, God, I want you. And I didn't, like, the show was at low volume. I couldn't hear nothing while I was just praying. Everybody in the house was sleeping. And then I heard, do you love me, or do you love the idea of me? Do you love me, or do you love being seen with me? And then everything just blacked out. And I remember getting in a ball, crying my eyes out while holding my Bible. And I couldn't go to sleep that night because something told me I wasn't going to wake up the next morning. But here I am, thank God. But if I was crying my heart out that night, thinking I wasn't going to wake up, that's what it's like every day. We don't know if we're going to wake up. So after November 14th, I was getting my life. Like, it was great. But from November 14th to January 26th, 2024, from the time in between those two dates, I was walking with Christ, but I wasn't showing Christ-like characteristics. I wouldn't smile at everybody. I wouldn't show love towards anybody. And everybody except me would be the problem, when in all reality, I was the problem. I was stuck blaming everybody else when I was the one to blame. And then January 26th, I had a come to Jesus meeting. And when you understand that Jesus and God, when you understand that he doesn't have to love you, or when you understand that he doesn't have to forgive you, or that he chose to die on that cross to forgive us for our sins, you can't help but smile and spread the word of Jesus. Now I go through school, meeting new people I never talked to, praying for them and helping them. My hoodie that says "You Are Enough," it's a conversation starter. One time, it was actually this past week, somebody said those 3 words are a lie. And after that, his whole perspective has changed. But even if it's not changed, you still got to pray for him. Don't give up on him, because nobody ever gave up on you. Somebody prays for you every single day. Jesus was praying for us while he was getting beat on the cross. I remember reading when they were beating him and killing him, Jesus was telling God, he was like, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. And he was just praying for him while he was getting beat by those very people. Jesus understands what you're going through. And I hate to say it, but the only place that our world is getting is worse. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse and worse and worse unless we do something about it. Unless we devote our lives to prayer. Unless we actually give up everything to follow Jesus. John 14:15 says, if you love me, obey my commandments. So if you love God, trust in God. If you love God, give up all your old ways and just go after Him with everything you got. But remember that Jesus understands what you're going through, and He loves you, and so do I. Have a blessed day.